Alright guys, I promised you some good news, and today, we've got something incredible. After more than a month of siege, Ukrainian forces have entered Kuker FR, where hundreds of Russian troops were trapped and cut off from supplies. The images coming from the front lines are stunning. Ukrainian flags flying, Russian defenses shattered, and a clear message to Moscow: Ukraine is taking back what's theirs. Stay with me, because this update has everything: breakthroughs, failed Russian offensives, massive explosions inside Russia, and even new US support that changes the game. For weeks, Kuker was a gray zone, a pocket of resistance surrounded by Ukrainian troops. Russian soldiers stuck inside tried to survive on supplies dropped by drones, water, food, and ammo falling from the sky. But it didn't matter. Ukrainian commanders made the call: it's time to finish this fight. And they did. New drone footage shows Ukrainian infantry moving through the ruins, clearing house by house. Reports confirm that many Russian soldiers surrendered rather than face another night of shelling. Analysts from Deep State and other trusted sources have now marked Kuker FR as at least partially liberated, and more blue territory keeps appearing on the maps every hour. This is not just a tactical win. It's psychological proof that Russia's offensive power in this area has completely collapsed.
Let's zoom out. The Russian plan was to break Ukraine's defensive wall near Zelit-Kotis, but they failed miserably. Pokrov's direction, things went even worse. Convoy after convoy, all turned to smoking wrecks by precision Ukrainian drone strikes. Just imagine, more than 30 Russian vehicles lost in a single day near Malitak-Machka. Even with all that, Ukraine still holds firm in Pokrovsk. Russian troops briefly entered the southern industrial zone, but couldn't advance further. Their limited offensive is now over. What we're seeing is simple: Russia is losing more than it can replace, while Ukraine's defenses remain strong. However, not every front is easy. In the Zaporizhzhia and Prodonetsk sector, Russia keeps pressing forward with smaller assaults, trying to stretch Ukrainian lines thin. They've created a large gray zone near Pavlivka and may have crossed parts of the river toward Ivanka. Ukraine's challenge here isn't courage, it's numbers. Its most experienced units are already fighting hard around Pokrovsk and Kuker, leaving fewer reserves to cover other directions. And that's exactly what Russia hopes for, to wear Ukraine down slowly. Still, Ukrainian commanders know this game. They trade ground only when it saves lives, forcing Russia to bleed for every single meter. Now, let's talk about those massive kabooms. In the past 48 hours, explosions have rocked multiple Russian cities, from Makashkala in Dagestan 1,100 kilometers inside Russia, to Bryansk, Chelyabinsk, and even Slovakia, where refineries connected to Russian oil companies mysteriously went up in flames. Coincidence? Hardly. Someone is sending a very clear message: Russia's home front is no longer safe. Each strike hits not morale, and it's working. Panic spreads online, and Moscow scrambles to deploy balloon defenses and anti-drone nets around refineries. Yes, balloons. That's how desperate it's getting. And now, the geopolitical earthquake. According to the Wall Street Journal, the United States has lifted key restrictions on Ukraine's use of long-range missiles, including Storm Shadow, Scalp, and possibly ATACMS. This means Ukraine can now target any Russian military facility, even deep inside Russia, without waiting for approval. And that's not all. Washington will also provide real-time intelligence for target selection. In simple terms, the gloves are off. Meanwhile, Putin keeps playing with fire, conducting nuclear drills, firing ICBMs, and pretending he's still in control. But reality tells another story. Russia's economy is bleeding, its soldiers are exhausted, and Ukraine, against all odds, keeps advancing. So yes, the situation is tough. Winter will be brutal, but every blue patch on the map, every surrendered Russian position, and every kaboom inside Russia tells the same story. Ukraine is not backing down.